Hi, this is Balázs from Alpha Forever Modular, and this is AFNoding number 22. In this session we are going to start a series about generative music making, and this is going to be a short one, but later we will dive deeper into it. So let's start by deleting everything and creating a designer, and let's call the designer melody. Since this is the first of this series, and since we are going to go deeper, we need a sound that we can listen to, and it's not just a simple sine wave as in most of the videos you can find on the internet. So I'm creating two pole filters, which are state variable filters, and we will feed a trigger inside them. And we are going to create a little melody synth for this usage, and it's going to be a gate input rather. I'm going to multiply this by the change and convert it to trigger, so whatever happens we have a trigger here. I'm going to use a short envelope, multiply the output by white noise, and this is the basic trigger part. So this is our initial sound that we are going to filter. The first filter is going to have a pitch of whatever pitch comes in. The second one is going to be detuned and exactly to harmonic frequency. So I'm converting the pitch to hertz and multiply the frequency by, let's say, 5, because that's nice for a melody. And we need to convert this from hertz to pitch again, so yeah, that's all. And we need to add some resonance. I'm not going for long decay, so I'm using this 0.2, where you put two dividers here. This is only for the volume to be fairly the same. Move this to the left a bit. And I create a mixer. And I create the output, and this is a melody. So if I create a MIDI note like this and this to the outputs and create a gain in node, put a con here for aesthetics, and create the outputs by pressing O above these plaques. And we are nice. And if I play this now, we will hear a melody. Except that this resonance should be 0.02. Yeah, I like it. Fine. One more thing I want to do is to add the trigger to this white noise, because then we will always have a sound. If the white noise starts with 0, or if it's low in the beginning, then it sounds a bit strange now, but this way it will be always fine. Yeah, cool. I take the volume down to 0.5 and delete the MIDI note node, and since this is the first episode, we are going to do the most simple thing we can do. So one method is to use a square wave. Oh, I'd rather use an LFO multi because that's more visual and we have controls. I plug this there just to see what we do. And for the output I create an LED, set it to square wave, and give it some frequency. Now I multiply it by the change. This way we convert it to a trigger. And the reason we need the trigger is that what we are going to do is to create a random number, which is going to go into the pitch of the melody, and whenever it changes, we are going to create a gate or trigger signal as well. So we are going to create a random number between two values. So since we are going to randomize a lot, I'm creating a randomizer. And it will work like we will use a white noise oscillator and a variable. And we will feed the white noise into the variable. And what the variable does is when it receives a trigger, it outputs the value that it received on this new input when the trigger happened. So we will need a trigger input for sure, but first I'm going to create two inputs, which is going to be a base and a spread input. And we are going to multiply the white noise with the spread. This way it goes. It will currently if we multiply the white noise with the spread, we are between above 0 and below 0 by the same amount. So, and if we add the base to this, then we offset the whole function so that we are above and below the base by the same amount. And here we need the trigger, and the output is going to be a random number. And this is a randomizer. We are going to plug this trigger here, and this will go into the pitch like that. Now I can remove this, and yeah, as a base let's use 52, which I know is an E, and a spread of 12. So this is pitch 52 by a spread of 12, and for the time being let's use this as the trigger. Actually, this is the most basic thing we can do, because now we are having a random pitch whenever we trigger the mallet. So this is the most basic of this generative thing, but we can go further. We can put this in a scale. So I'm creating a scale quickly by creating an array, getting the input of the pitch and output the pitch in scale. And then what we are going to do is to add the output of this array there. Okay, so and this goes into the pitch input, and here we put a modulo, sorry, and modulate by 12, align to the right, and fill up this array so that it will make sense. But first I need to connect it. So you can see that we are jumping around already. The first thing we want to do is to create a constant and create a knob for the right index, and we are going to go from 0 to 11 in step like that. And let's see, the first note is C. It shouldn't alter because I'm trying to put it in E minor. The second note is C sharp. It needs to go to C. This note is D. It shouldn't alter. D sharp should be D. E should be E. F should be it should be maybe, I don't know, make it E, because that's the root note. F sharp shouldn't alter. G is G. And from here on, G sharp should be G. A should be A. A sharp should be A. And B shouldn't alter. And yeah, this is nice. Now we can delete the trigger, and we can delete these two guys as well. And this is our scale, so if I crank up the volume, awesome. And what I did wrong is that I didn't truncate the spread after the spread, so here we need to truncate. Now it sends music out. Yeah. Cool. And the other thing is that currently this is so flat that we only have do not have a rhythm or pattern, and it's just equal notes. Okay, I call this 16 notes, and we are going to insert a clock here, the incrementer, and whenever we have a trigger here, our incrementer will increment, which is nothing more than a clock. And then I insert a clock divider here and plug this there. And if we take a look at this, things shouldn't change, but as soon as I insert constant here, cool. And I have the idea to use another LFO, which will crossfade between two values. One is going to be 1, and the other is going to be a random value, where the base is going to be 1, the spread is going to be 1, and we will trigger it whenever this changes. Like this. We can clean it up even a bit. And yeah, this should be fine like this. And let's see what this sounds like. Okay, let's create a mixer here. And let's create a copy of this whole structure. plug it inside there, and let's use the bass here from the other output and with a smaller spread. The same trigger. Okay, and yeah, this is a pretty basic structure now. We can also create something like a trigger delay and delay the second part by some amount, and we can do it by a trigger to gate node. And yeah, for that we need the frequency of this. So we need a frequency and convert it to milliseconds, which is just dividing the frequency, dividing 1000 by the frequency, plug it into the modulation input. And this is going to be our trigger input. This is going to be the delay trigger. So we just need to multiply this by the change once again. But this way we get the same input, so we have to divide this from 1. And that's TD, like delay trigger. So we want this trigger and the other part goes there. Let's see if it works. No, it seems like it doesn't. Okay, and one more thing we are going to create is something that gives it something like a harmony. So we are going to create a lower thing. Okay, it was 52, then we are going to go to 40, 30, 40 should be another E, and the spread of 6. And let's use another clock divider, but this time it's going to be pretty straightforward. We are just going to use 4 here, plug it into the trigger, put this on a scale 2, the same one, and connect it to input number 3. Oh, we need another mallet. This is the gate. No, this is the pitch. And the gate is going to be simply this trigger. Like this. And this is going to be input number 3. Well, I think this should do it for today. This is pretty generative and it changes a lot from time to time. And yeah, we could also play with this, that we change the bass. Or give this a bigger spread. And yeah, also the delay time could be a bit yeah, we can put an LFO here and multiply the delay time by that. So yeah, this is the most basic form of generative synthesis. We are just taking samples of noise and scale it so that it makes a melody. And yeah, but this method works pretty much fine. We also use it to create various rhythmic patterns, and it sounds pretty interesting. And yeah, you can play around with it and extend it further. In the future episodes I'm going to take a look at another methods, and yeah, basically that's it for today. I hope you had fun, and I hope you will have fun in the later episodes of this kind of sequencing. But the next episode is, I'm not sure if it's going to be about this or another topic. I will dig into this later on maybe, but for the time being this is the basic and you can play around with this patch, and I will see whenever I will get back to this topic, but I'm sure that I will get back in a few episodes, or maybe in the next one, I don't know yet. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and please subscribe if you like these noding sessions and if you like Alpha Forever, and feel free to comment or share your ideas with us, and we can't wait to read these. Yes, and yeah, thanks guys, and happy noding. Bye bye.